Hi everyone, this is Bot Chasers, and this is part 2 of our review of KO Masterpiece Hot Rodimus, also known as Hot Rod. In the last video we went through an overview showing some of the quality of this KO. And I did mention that he didn't roll very well. Well, after transforming him a few times, I've got everything to tab in properly. And he does roll a little bit better, but he's still dragging, and I'll show you. This is exactly where I think he's hitting right here, and you can see some of the paint loss there, so that's not good. But I'm going to primarily, display him in bot mode, so that's not going to be as big of a deal with not being able to roll. But here he is with Ultra Magnus. We're doing some size comparisons here. Bring in smoke screen. There we go. And here's tracks in here too. I'll show you there. 3 of the cars together. Really nice figure, actually. Besides that not being able to roll, I did get him to tab in beautifully. These were very difficult to get to tab in, these side quarter panels here. But I did get him to tab in. So, okay, we've got Hot Rodimus all transformed now. I figured there are a few transformation videos online, and this KO is exactly the same. We didn't really have any issues transforming him either. Everything was a real nice fit. So the only thing that we did have a problem with was right here on his backpack tabbing in. Right there, it looks like the slot is not quite big enough for this tab right in there. It wasn't that big of a deal because these shoulder pieces do hold everything in place in the backpack. So let's take a look at some of his quality here. The chest is really nicely painted. Really like that. Again, there's that imperfection right there, not a big deal. Shoulder pieces, not too bad. A little bit rough on the side there with some of the paint application. Looks like our shoulders right there, top of the shoulders aren't too bad either. So everything looks really nice. Let's go down here. The one thing that I did see was this leg has a little gap in it. Could be tightened here with these probably, but I'm not sure if the official Masterpiece had that same problem. I've got that little rub mark there from rolling him, but the hands look good. Everything articulates well, and I'll tell you, this is one of the better KOs I've had in terms of staying together and the tightness of the joints. It's really, really well done. So let's take a look at his visor here. We can open up his helmet, and we'll rotate that visor. I pulled it with my fingernail there. We're rotating it down. Get it over his eyes there. And then we can close the dome on his helmet. Again, a little bit clearer. It does have a blue tint to it, but it is a little more clear than the official. But nice face sculpt. Not as defined as the official, but it's good for my purposes in my collection. Okay, articulation, same as the official. We've got a elbow joint there. Shoulders can come up about that far, rotate all the way around. We do have a swivel too at the shoulder, that's for transformation, but also at the elbow there. We've got side skirts that lift up. Get a side kick going there. He does have a nice waist bend, or ab crunch if you will. Good knee joints, about that far. And articulation a little bit side to side on the foot, not too much. So a little bit there, and then of course back and forth too is fine. And then his head can look up and rotate all the way around. Let's get him fitted up with some of his weapons here. Weapons fit in real nice into the hands. They do have a little slot in here that they pretty much fit right in. And then the fingers come down over those. That looks pretty good. And then our matrix, we can put it right in the chest piece. We just have to kind of pull this out in order to rotate. There we go. Matrix, place it in the chest, and then you can close that up there. Just rock that in. It closes up real nice. In fact, you can leave that matrix in for the transformation too if you'd like, into vehicle mode. And it falls right out. This is a nice addition for the KO that the original does not come with, this matrix piece. You have to use the MP10 matrix. Let's get them in a posture here that you can hold the matrix. There we go. Not too bad of a pose there. And we'll show him with some of his Autobot counterparts. So now we've got KO Hot Rodimus here with his Autobot buddies. We've got Ironhide, this is the KO version. We've got Prowl, and then Wheeljack here, also KO version. So this is a nice figure. I really like it. I think that you'll like it if you choose to go this route. Thanks so much for watching, Bot Chasers, and come on back. Please subscribe and check out some more of our videos.